again, and today I'm actually going to be talking about something that a lot of people have been asking me. I've been collecting designer goods for a while now, and people are always like, well, I don't know what I should buy, like this is my first designer item, I just started working and I want to treat myself, what should I buy? So I'm here to help answer that, hopefully, or at least like give you guys some insight. And I'm gonna share with you guys 7. Whoops, correction. I just recounted all the pieces that I have here, and I'm actually going to be sharing 8 pieces under $500. And I personally feel like these are all great pieces to have in your collection, or a good way to start building out your collection that are statemental enough to make a difference in your outfit. You know, and I'll go through some other things that I feel like you shouldn't be investing in if it's your first few pieces of designer items that you're looking to spend money on. All right, so let's get started. Okay. So the first piece is actually this skirt that I got, and this is a Gucci skirt from the kids section. In general, Gucci items in the kids section is a lot cheaper. So I believe this skirt was around $400 or so. And I personally felt like it was a really good deal. If you guys can find anything in the kids section, they sometimes have joggers for boys, and those are really good deal too. Apart from the skirt, I personally also have a Gucci t-shirt. And a couple of designer t-shirts as well. So those are also under $500. I believe they're like $495. And I do believe that, you know, they are a good investment because I've personally worn them quite a bit. So that's the first item. And let's move on to the second. Now on to the second piece. As you can tell, it's this Gucci belt that I've worn to death. And to be honest, I'm looking to purchase a Dior belt that I've been eyeing, but you know, it doesn't have to necessarily be Gucci. I've seen some really cute ones from Valentino. Fendi has cute ones too, but this specific one is under $500. I believe when I bought it, it was $395 or $420, something like that. And it just makes an outfit look so much more put together. That would be my second item that I recommend investing in, is a designer belt. Okay, now on to the third item, and this is actually something that I probably spend way too much money on. They are designer sunglasses. So this specific one is from Versace, and I believe it was on sale for under $200. And you know, there are just a lot of options out there. I've purchased ones from Fendi for under $400, but in general, I do feel like it gives your outfit that extra je ne sais quoi, you know? Like, look, don't I just look fancy? Like real fancy? I don't know. I just feel like a different person when I have sunglasses on, and I feel like they can really change up an outfit. So yeah. Don't make fun of me, because a lot of my friends have made fun of me, but then I'm like, dude, I wear it all the time, so it's really worth that 400 something I spent on it. And that's designer hair clips. So I specifically have adored this Gucci one. And I'll insert some pictures of me wearing it, and you know, photos I posted on Instagram. And I really do think that, you know, if you're wearing just like a t-shirt and jeans, just like popping this on would completely change entire vibe. You know, I've also had designer hats, and that's like one of the things that I would say I do not recommend, is because, you know, depending on the time of year, like for example, if you got like a baseball cap type of hat, you probably only wear that in the summer and you look kind of stupid wearing that in the winter, at least in New York. And then if you buy a beanie, for example, I have a $600 Chanel beanie that I bought last year, and I've worn it, I don't know, like 3 times. So as adorable as it is, I would say that's not something you want to buy for your first few designer items. So whereas this, you know, like this little hair clip here is just such a vibe. You can wear it for nights out, you can wear it, you know, dressed down, dressed up, and you can wear it year round, you know. It looks beautiful either way. Now the 5th item is probably my favorite and most exciting one for me, and they are these mini bags. You know, there are a lot of different places to purchase them, and I'll go through that in a second, but these are all under $500. You know, they're all like between, I would say, like low to high 4s, and I just wear them so much. And you know, if you're looking to purchase a designer bag and you're not really quite sure which you want to go with, or you're not ready to spend like $2,000, then I think this is like a really great first entry one. I mean, like, look at this. How cute is this? Oh, I want to wear them all at the same time, but obviously I can't because I'll look stupid. But look how cute this is. Or like, you know, if I was just like walking around like this. If you've seen my Instagram, like, you know that I am hugely into bags, and even though these are one of my cheaper bags, I'll say that I do wear them so much, maybe even more than like my Chanel's and stuff. So I definitely think they're very worth the money, and because they're already worn, that's like even better part. I'm not gonna be scared of, you know, ruining it further, you know. Whereas a new bag, I'm gonna feel like I need to baby it, I need to keep it in its like perfect state for as long as possible. Whereas like this, I'm just gonna like throw it around, and you know, it just is easier, and I don't know, it just is nicer to have to worry about your bag. So yeah. And you know, in terms of where to buy pre-owned items, I know authenticity is like always something that you want to make sure you're buying something that's real. So a couple of places that I do like to shop is Vestiaire Collective, and you know, they have their own like authentication process that I also buy a lot from The Real, and I know they had some sort of scandal, I believe, but you know, if you find out that your pieces are not authentic, you literally email them and they will take it back. So you know, those are places that you can very easily like find great designer pre-owned vintage pieces, bags for under $500, and you just want to make sure that you authenticate them yourself as well. And I'll link maybe 1 or 2 websites that I use, or services that I use, down below, that you can check out if you're interested in purchasing a pre-owned designer item. Okay, now the 6th, is it the 6th? I think so. The 6th designer item, or entry-level designer item under $500 that I think you should invest in, is a designer necklace or jewelry. This specific one though, I want to call out because this Louis Vuitton necklace, I mean, it's, first of all, just gorge, okay? And I love jewelry, as you can tell. I stack like freaking everything. These ones are from my jewelry line, by the way. But this Louis Vuitton necklace is just beautiful. And you know, if you already have a Louis Vuitton bag, or if you purchase a vintage Louis Vuitton bag and it comes with the lock, I mean, nobody really uses the lock, so you can basically use this lock here, and you can essentially just find like a chain that is basically like open linked, and you just hook it in. So it comes with a key and you can unlock it to put it on. But essentially, like, this entire thing think like, I mean, this was free obviously because it was mine, but you know, let's say you have to like buy this off like some sort of website. I think this whole thing will still come like, I don't know, under $200. Now the second to last item that I would recommend is a designer scarf. So I have this Balenciaga one with me, but I also have a Louis Vuitton one that's in my apartment in New York because, you know, I'm not currently in my apartment in New York due to the quarantine. But yeah, I do think designer scarves are such a good investment. You can find a lot of them for under $500. A good quality scarf is already probably gonna be pretty expensive. So, you know, pay a little bit more and get something that you feel like you're gonna keep in your closet forever and will make a big difference when you style it. Now, the last item are these Gucci tights, or in general, designer tights. I'm just wearing them, obviously, like, you're not gonna go out like this, but I'm just wearing them with my like home fluffy shorts just so you can see this better. And I'll of course like insert photos of how like outfits I've paired these tights with. Designer tights, I feel like some people are just like, oh, why would you spend that money on them? But again, I do think it makes a huge difference in your outfit. Like, it really elevates it so much. You know, you could buy designer socks also. I think that would be like, we can lump them in the same category, designer like tights slash socks, because they're usually under $200. And again, they make a big statement. And you know, these Gucci tights I've had for, I want to say like 2 years or so. And there's like a hole just at the bottom where the foot is. And apart from that, it's still perfect. The quality is actually pretty good. And I believe the Fendi ones, like, they are less like meshy, so that's even more durable. But in general, if you are afraid of ruining designer tights that you paid like $200 for, then I suggest like going for designer socks. What's that trend? Like the heels and sock trend. Yeah, I haven't really tried that. I've been wanting to try that. I actually just ordered a pair of Gucci socks. That's the last item that I have to share with you guys. Now let's move on to a couple of things that I don't think you should invest in for your first few designer items. Okay, number one, designer shoes. I love designer shoes, don't get me wrong, but if it's your first few designer items or you're trying to build up the collection, I mean, designer shoes, the problem is that they're not that cheap. They're pretty expensive. You know, they, I think I want to say like cost between $700 to $1,500, and I don't know, like I always feel sad when I wear my designer shoes like a few times and they just look like I've worn them for like 20 years. In general, I do think that that's not something that I recommend as like a first piece in your designer collection. And number two, I mentioned before, designer hats, just because like they're so seasonal, and the ones I've purchased before, I do feel like I don't really wear them, so I'll say that's a no-go. And the third thing, I would say designer jackets. So I do really love them, but I think they are really too expensive for a first item that you're gonna purchase, or first few items that you're gonna purchase. A lot of times outerwear or jackets and stuff like that, I know that I get sick of my jackets super quickly. Those three things, I would say, you know, probably not the best for your first few pieces to build your collection on. But yeah, everything else that I've shared, I hope was helpful. You know, I've been building my collection since I was maybe 17, no, maybe 15 or 16. So, you know, I've had a lot of different pieces, and my tastes have changed over time, but I do think that like right now, these are things that I would recommend investing in. Alright, so that concludes my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know if you guys have ideas for other videos or what you thought of this video. Leave your comment down below, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!